So, good morning everyone, good morning ma'am. So, my topic is all about the theatrical process. So, before we proceed to our discussion, let's have first the learning of techniques. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify and explain the key stage of theater production from script selection to opening night. Analyze how each stage of theater production contributes to a successful performance and demonstrate basic stage techniques including blocking, movement, and rehearsal practice. So what is the theatrical process? So, the theatrical process producing a play involves a lot of hard work and a lengthy process, but the end results are always worth it as long as every does their part. To help you understand what all goes into the average production, here's a rough outline of how plays get from the script to the stage. Not every director, company, producer, or individual play will follow this exact process, but it will give you an idea of how typical production schedule and will run. So, theatrical process is producing a play is a creative journey that relies on collaboration, planning, dedication, from selecting a script to the final bow on opening night. Each stage contributes to bringing a story to life on stage. So there are five steps. So first step is find a script. So naturally, the first step is to decide which play you will be producing. Scripts should be chosen not just for their artistic quality but also based on how realistically the production can be assembled given your specific limitation. For example, few local theater companies will have the resources to put on phantom of the opera, but our town can be accomplished with minimal elements. So, find a script is a process begins with selecting the right script, balancing artistic quality with practicality. Factors such as available resources, budget, and team capability are considered. Second is figuring out the nitty-gritty. So, deciding who will be in charge, assigning titles like director, choreographer, producer, musical director, etc. will help establish chain of command and make decisions easier. And forming a rough budget. Even if you have is pocket length, the available funds must be accounted for allotted towards certain needs like costumes and publicity. This step can also involve determining volunteers to help with production work, like finding a skilled seamstress who is willing to contribute for free. Determining a venue is also crucial at this time. And crafting an initial artistic vision. The producer and the director will have to work together to decide their initial interpretation of the script. This interpretation must account for the available budget as well as any ideas each party brings to the table. So, after choosing the script, the production team is assembled. So, key roles such as director, producer, choreographer, and musical director are assigned. A preliminary budget is created covering costumes, props, set design, and publicity. So the team selects a venue and develops an artistic vision, assured interpretation of how the play will look and feel. So the third is casting. So audition, let the directors and producer find actors who are able to fill the needed roles. At this point, technical workers like lighting crew, stage crew, and others may be assigned or hired. So, in casting, actors are chosen through audition to fill specific roles. So, technical staff, including lighting, sound, and stage crew are also assigned. Together, they form the team that translates the director's vision into a live performance. Fourth is rehearsal. So, first is read through. So the first rehearsal usually involves a table read of the script where each person simply says their lines in character. Directors may choose to cut or modify lines at this point based on how the table read goes. So, cast members read the script together to understand characters and dialogue flow. Blocking. Blocking is the process of determining how actors will move throughout the scene. Most stage directions are quite there, so the directors will have to figure out who is going to be doing what while they say their lines. Blocking usually takes up the first 1 to 2 weeks of rehearsal. So, blocking, the directors guides the actors on movement and the direction on stage. And rehearse some more. So blocking, lining deliveries, and even script elements will be modified at first to fit within the director's needs and vision. Eventually, actors will have to memorize their lines and we try to get the play perfect in preparation for opening night. And then, special rehearsals. Plays that require singing or dancing will often have separate rehearsals at first to practice these elements before they can be brought into regular rehearsal. So, special rehearsals, additional session focused on music, dance, or other specialized elements. And dress rehearsal is the last weeks of rehearsal. Costumes, props, and final set elements should all be ready to be incorporated within rehearsal. A final set of rehearsal, known as dress rehearsal, imitate the exact condition of the live production. So, dress rehearsals na ang costumes, props, and full designs are introduced to stimulate the performance environment. So, publicity and opening night. So, finally, the producer must advertise the play in order to ensure that an audience will be publicity should be ongoing for several weeks leading up to the first production. These publicity efforts can involve flyers, schools announcement, newspaper coverage, paid and advertisement, and anything else the producer can do to draw an audience for their play. So, promoting the play ensures an audience. The producer and the team use posters, announcements, social media, and advertisement to generate interest. After weeks of preparation, the show's opens, showcasing the dedication of the cast and crew. Production may run for a few days or weeks, often requiring ongoing rehearsal to maintain quality. So, once rehearsal have been perfected and an audience has been assembled, everyone will gather for opening night to see if all the hard work has paid off. A play will usually run for a few nights to a few weeks. Longer production will require constant, regular, and dress rehearsal to keep everyone at the top of their game in between shows. So, as highlighted, the goal is to redefine modern theater by blending traditional performance with innovative approaches, making theater more accessible, engaging, and connected to diverse audience worldwide. And that's all. Thank you.